Hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another stream. I hope everybody's doing well today. We got the puppers making a little cameo back here. He's trying to get Becky's food and her love. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he goes. About to climb on top of her. Anyway, welcome in, Tin. I hope you're doing well. Enjoy your lurk. You are always welcome in the lurk, in the shadows. Oh. Does Atlas and Ash have cute moments? They do, yes. They've been getting along very well recently. Atlas has learned that if he moves too quickly, he spooks Ash and Ash runs away. So whenever Ash comes out, Atlas like freezes and like looks around like this to try to like find him. And Ash will like run up and like sniff his toes and walk under his legs and stuff. They're getting really comfortable with each other, which I really like. I didn't put the gate up, by the way. Yeah, so they're getting really comfortable with each other, which is very nice. We're not at the point yet where we can like leave them alone for long periods of time, but we are at the point where we can, step out of the room for 5 minutes and they'll be fine. So it's very nice. They are very cute. But enough about the animals. We're gonna be playing some more Pokemon tonight, and the plan is to buckle down and just try to play the best I can play. I've been losing a lot. I've been trying to get better and been failing. So we're going back to the basics, and we are going to really like slow it down and try to win, which means I might not commentate as much, especially during team preview, because I'm really bad at team preview, and I have like a little notes app right now of like stuff that I need to do in team preview. That's how serious I am. That's how committed I am. But yeah, so I might not talk as much, so apologies for that. But hopefully it results in us not losing every single game. Hooray! Because I really do feel good about this team. And if we go to the overlay, we are in fact using the same team that we were using yesterday. Again, I know. It's a team that I enjoy and that I have faith in if I'm using it for more than 24 hours. That's how you know that I think it's a good team. So we're using the same exact team. I don't think I changed anything, not even like an EV spread here or there. I don't think I changed anything. I might have changed like one EV spread. I forget. But yeah, so you know it's a good team when we are sticking with our guns. Don't lick the power outlet. No. Atlas is literally over here licking a power outlet. That's a good way to learn. We would learn real quick. But yeah, so I really do think this team is good. And not just in a, oh, I made the team and it's fun. Like, I legitimately think this team is good. So we're gonna try to continue playing it and hopefully learn it more and learn the matchups and like I said, get some wins. Alright, so once we load into team preview, it is focus time. We can chat a little bit in the game, not too much. Alright, so they have Metagross, Electros, Torkoal, Farigiraf, Venusaur, Pelipper. First things first, Venusaur is a huge problem for this team. Like a really big problem. Most of my Pokemon lose to it. So that is a huge threat that I need to deal with. Lead-wise, they have Farigiraf, but they don't have Fake Out. So they don't have a good way of getting up Trick Room. Which makes me think they're not gonna go Farigiraf on the lead. Pelipper Metagross is a pretty good lead. I think my Tyranitar does really well this game. Like Tyranitar Gyarados, I think, is a really strong lead here. And I think Tyranitar is kind of going to be the Pokemon that I need to protect. Tyranitar Gyarados covers for a Farigiraf lead. Again, I just don't think they will, but at least it covers for it. It's just going to be this Venusaur. Like, this Venusaur can legitimately 1v4 my team. Sneasler has the best matchup out of our Pokemon into it, so I need to prioritize Sneasler. And we can bring Sinistra here, because Rotom just auto loses to a lot of these Pokemon. Actually, maybe Rotom was the better pick, because Rotom has a better matchup into Torkoal, but I'm not really super worried about Torkoal as long as I don't lose my Tyranitar really early. Okay, so they lead the Giraffe. I don't know if Electros gets a fighting type move. It gets a grass type move, Giga Drain, but that's not gonna hurt me too much, right? I'm serious, guys. I'm pulling up damage calcs. Yeah, I mean, Giga Drain does like 30% max, so I'm not really worried about Giga Drain. I feel like this is a really good turn to... They have Pelipper in the back, right? Yeah, so... And they have... Okay, so I'm not gonna Mega Evolve. I'm just gonna Dragon Dance. And we're gonna taunt the Giraffe here, I think. If they Thunderbolt Gyarados, it's fine. Because I'm EV'd to live a Thunderbolt. If they Discharge, I should live a Discharge. My Gyarados is very bulky. I would not be surprised if we live a Discharge. We're actually faster than their Electros. Good to know. So we get the taunts. They go for Thunderbolt. Do we live this? We do not. Wasn't a crit. Okay. We at least get the taunt off. Their special attack increases. Okay, so they did go for Trick Room. So we at least deny Trick Room. So Gyarados kind of served its purpose. I really would have liked to live that, obviously. We can bring Sneasler out, but Sneasler is threatened by Psychic from the Giraffe, right? They could just protect Electros Psychic on the... No. Because I can one-hit KO the Giraffe with Knockoff from Tyranitar, which protects my Sneasler. And we can close combat the Electros. I think we bring in Sneasler here. We live this, brother. He's a 4 times weak glass cannon. Gyarados is not a glass cannon. Gyarados can surprise you. I think if they press Discharge, I think we live Discharge. Thunderbolt, probably. It might have only done like 120%, honestly. Okay, but I think we just Mega Evolve, Knockoff into the Giraffe. The only way this is bad is if they're Colberberry Giraffe, which most Giraffes are not. Most Giraffes are Citrus Berry. I just really need to... both of the Pokemon that I have out on the field are my answers to Venusaur. So this is definitely scary. If this turn goes poorly, we probably just lose if they have Venusaur in the back. Do like 60. Oh my gosh, that's really good. 80 is awesome. Okay, the question is, do we live a +1 like Thunderbolt into the Sneasler? We're not very bulky on the Sneasler, obviously. We get the 1-hit KO on the Giraffe. Perfect. We deny Trick Room for the rest of the game. They go for Thunderbolt into the T-Tar. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, we eat that up. Okay. into Pelipper. Okay. I really want to go Rock Slide and switch out into Sinistra, but that's really bad if they have Wide Guard on the Pelipper. I think what I want to do is protect the Tyranitar and switch into the Sinistra. This scouts for Wide Guard and also prevents us from just getting nuked by a Weather Ball. We're probably not going to be able to reset the weather this game. I don't think switching Tyranitar out and getting rid of our boosts is worth it. Okay, do we see a Wide Guard from the Pelipper? Electros goes for Protect. Wow, I could have just knocked off the Pelipper and killed it. Actually... Okay, I think Tailwind is fine. We should still outspeed with the Tyranitar. We definitely outspeed their Electros. Their Pelipper... Again, this just gets really bad if they have Wide Guard. I want to cover for Wide Guard, and I want to go for knockoff into the Eel and Rage Powder. They have to read this Rage Powder and press Hurricane into Sinistra, which gets super heavily punished by just pressing the obvious Rock Slide on Tyranitar. So, I would love to see a Wide Guard here. Wow, they're faster. Okay. Did they press Hurricane? They did not. Okay. So Sinistra makes it through the turn. That says to me that they don't have Wide Guard. I feel like they would have Wide Guarded that turn. Metagross is their last, though. Okay. So it's not Venusaur. I think I protect the Tyranitar to scout out for a protect on the Metagross. Right, because my Tyranitar is faster than their Pelipper. How many turns of Tailwind left? 2. Okay. I think I want to protect Tyranitar. Do I sack the Sneasler? No, I sack the Sinistra. Oh, did I lock that in? Oh, God. No, I didn't. Fuck. What did I press? Matcha Gotcha? Okay. I was debating Matcha Gotcha anyway. And I don't get the move off. Okay, so it's not really that big of a deal. I was going to try to protect life too, but whatever. Because now we bring the Sneasler in. And we can go for Fake Out into Pelipper and knock off into Metagross. And then next turn, we can protect the Tyranitar, which stalls out the last turn of Rain. Yeah, okay, that's a really good play. I don't know if there's much they can do against this, because I don't think a Bullet Punch should... Well, Bullet Punch definitely doesn't KO Tyranitar. It's a question of whether Iron Head KOs Tyranitar. Because they haven't Mega'd yet. Have they Mega'd? No, they have Mega'd. They Mega'd their Eel. Oh, we're chilling. As long as we don't flinch. Fuck! Okay, so now we need to make a call. Now we need... they just... No, there is no call to make. They just Bullet Punch Tyranitar. Fuck, that Iron Head is so bad. If we don't flinch, we win the game. Yeah, because now they just Bullet Punch T-Tar and... like, Tailwind... it's so bad. I can double protect... I need to get like a Dire Claw sleep or something now. Like that's my win con. I need to get a Dire Claw sleep on this turn, I think. It's the only way I win. God, I can't believe that Ironhead flinched. That's why you run Ironhead. We don't get it. Ah, man. It sucks. Because if I protect Sneasler that turn, then... Oh, they're Damp Rock. Okay. No, we lose. Yeah, there was no out there. We needed to get the sleep on the Pelican. Because if I protect Sneasler and then we stall out the rain, like maybe if we get a double protect onto Tyranitar, but I mean we just lose to a flinch there, which is I don't think I could have done anything against that really. That sucks. I really don't mind how we played that. Obviously, losing Gyarados in the beginning was rough. I want to see that damage calc, actually. Losing Tyranitar in the beginning was really bad, but it did its job, right? We taunted the giraffe. Okay, Thunderbolt annihilates us. Yes, you have raised a fair point. An absolutely astute observation. Okay, lock in. Klefki, Swampert, Pelipper, Archaludon, Volcarona, Sinistra. Okay, so big lead matchups from them is just Pelipper plus something. Well, I guess it's Klefki is their screen setters, right? Instead of Grimmsnarl. So it's probably Klefki, Swampert is a lead from them. In which case Gyarados lead is really, really, really strong. They have Prankster, Thunderwave, which doesn't affect our Tyranitar. But I think I usually like to bring Aggron into these types of teams. If we bring Aggron, we struggle against Volcarona. Which means we need to prioritize the Gyarados. So I think Aggron Gyarados is a pretty strong lead into pretty much everything they can lead. The only thing that's really bad into is Pelipper Archaludon. In which case we can bring Sinistra in the back. I think we bring Rotom here. Rotom's pretty decent into Volcarona. It's not great into Archaludon, but at least we can set up Light Screen. And I don't think Sneasler does. Sneasler really struggles, considering they have two forms of redirect, right? They have Volcarona and Sinistra. And Sneasler does not want to be close combating into either of them. Okay. So this looks like a setup Volcarona, not a support Volcarona. Like, this looks like Quiver Dance Volcarona. Which really sucks, because that just hard loses to Tyranitar. You probably outspeed my Gyarados, but I'm down to taunt the Volcarona just to prevent it from getting out of hand. His Aggron's in a really awkward spot. I'm gonna taunt the Volcarona and switch into Rotom. If we get Thunder Waved on the Gyarados, it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, they reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Quiver Dance, so we get the taunt off, so we at least slow this Volcarona down, which is really good. I think we go for a taunt onto the Klefki, and we set up Light Screen here. We just match their screens, because they should Light Screen the Klefki. Light Screen, Klefki, and like Giga Drain the Rotom is what I would do. We're not going to enjoy eating a +1 Giga Drain, but everyone, look, this nerd fell for the taunt. I love how Gyarados taunts without a hand. How does he do that? Okay. So we get the Klefki down, which means we're not going to get Thunder Wave, which is good. Oh my god. That is criminal. That's a criminal amount of damage. I would love to Thunder Wave their Volcarona here. But it feels too passive. Like, the other play I want to make is switching into Sinistra and going for a Hydro Pump onto Volcarona. Because their Klefki probably switches out this turn. Their Klefki switches out into Swampert. In which case, switching into Sinistra is really good. I think I need to make a read here. I don't think I need to, but I really want to. I really think this is Swampert switching in, so I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp. Because we should survive the Giga Drain with the Hospitality healing, and now that we're behind screens. They just stay in. I should have Hydro Pumped. Damn it. They have Foul Play. Okay. Dazzling Gleam. I think I can... That's tough. I think I can set up Trick Room here. It's just how much does that benefit me? I just need to deal with this Volcarona, right? Because they can Heat Wave. I just need to start hitting into the Volcarona and just accept the fact that my Gyarados is probably going to get burned. But we go Trick Room, Waterfall. Right, like they should... The Klefki should be... Also, this is the last turn of Taunt for the Volcarona. Yeah, so we need to start dealing with it. The Klefki should be dual screens, Thunder Wave, and I guess Dazzling Gleam. I thought it'd be Foul Play, but... Heat Wave is gonna hurt, but we're behind Light Screen. We should live it. Okay, now it's the Dawn. Fiery Dance. Ooh, we might not live Fiery Dance. Ooh. Okay. And they got the special attack. Is that's not guaranteed, right? 50%, that's good. Don't burn. Nice. Okay. So we threaten the Volcarona slot this next turn, but they obviously threaten what's it called? Electroshot into the Gyarados and switching Pelipper in, which I'm assuming they have. It'd be silly for them not to. And I lost my Rotom. I needed to prioritize my Rotom more. I think I probably lose this game. I mean, I can... If I'm expecting the Electroshot play, I can Life Dew here. No, I can Rage Powder. They can't ever Electroshot. So they should stay in. I'm gonna Rage Powder just in case. And we'll go for a Waterfall again. Yeah, they just protect for more leftovers. So what, they just Flash Cannon into the Sinistra? Oh, Draco? Wait, that's actually really good for me, I think. Because now that our Chaladon isn't threatening me, I can bring out the Aggron, and we threaten a double up into the Volcarona slot, and they just protected. How many turns of Light Screen? This is our last turn of Light Screen. 3 turns of Trick Room left. I mean, switching Volcarona out into Pelipper and Electroshotting still feels pretty obvious from them. I mean, this should be a lot of damage into the Pelipper, even if it does switch in. Withdrew the Dawn back into Klefki? Okay. As long as Gyarados doesn't get burned from this, we're not in a terrible position. I think we're still in a pretty bad spot. Okay, double up will KO. It's not that big of a deal if Aggron gets burned. We just don't want Gyarados to get burned. Oh, you... Wow. That turn could not have gone worse. That turn really could not have gone worse. Wow. Is there any way for me to get back into this game? Is there anything I can do to get back into this game? 2 turns of Trick Room. They're gonna want to protect their Volcarona. I'm gonna Iron Defense and Protect here. No, I don't think Protect on the Gyarados does much. Okay, they're Light Clay. So their Klefki probably wants to go for Thunder Wave. No, they can't go for Thunder Wave. What am I talking about? We're both burned. Okay. They didn't protect the Volcarona. I should just I should always Waterfall into the Volcarona spot. I kind of panicked. I think there's almost no downside to Waterfalling into Volcarona. Oh my god, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, we definitely lose this game now. Welcome in, Max. Yeah, because now they just protect on the last turn of Trick Room. Yeah, I mean, burned Gyarados with minimal attack investment through Reflect is... we probably wouldn't even have KO'd the Volcarona, honestly. I don't even think we KO'd the Volcarona. Maybe they mess up and they don't protect the Volcarona. They don't protect the Volcarona. This doesn't KO. Yeah, that burn on Gyarados was really, really bad. Yeah. Ah, damn it, dude. I guess I should have been prepared for... I don't know. I find it Atlas, Chutza! Good. What's it called? I don't know. I find it really... I'm just gonna surrender, by the way. It was super bold of them to lead Volcarona into a Tyranitar team. Right? Because, like, I just lead Tyranitar and they probably just lose that game outright. But I guess they made the read that I wasn't going to bring Tyranitar into Swampert. Which sucks, because Tyranitar and a Swampert is actually not as bad of a matchup as it seems like on paper. Like, it's definitely a losing matchup, but it's not an insta-loss. If we play, like, Gyarados Intimidates or Rotom Will-O-Wisps, stuff like that. Okay, but we have another Rain team. Archaludon, Swampert, Milotic, Whimsicott, Pelipper, Heliolisk. Okay. This Heliolisk feels super non-threatening. Coil Milotic is a little bit scary on this team, for sure. Yeah, Coil Milotic is actually really bad. I think I want to lead... I think Tyranitar Rotom is a pretty strong lead into most of what they want to do. Heliolisk just vibing. I mean, it's for the dry skin, right? Because he gets healed a quarter of HP in rain. I think this is pretty strong into a lot of what they want to bring here. My win condition is Rotom, honestly. Like, the Rotom kind of shits on this team here, so I need to protect the Rotom. I think it's just Sneasler, Sinistra in the back. We don't want to bring Gyarados and give Milotic a competitive boost, because then we just, like, Omega lose the game. I do expect Milotic on the lead, though. Like, Milotic, Whimsicott. I don't really know what the Whimsicott is doing on this team either. It was a little random. Milotic Archaludon. Okay. So obviously they can switch Pelipper in this turn. We don't have a great matchup into the Dawn. Sneasler is our best bet. So we need to avoid giving the Dawn stamina stacks. We need to make sure that it stays at a 2-hit close combat from Sneasler. It's the only way we win this game. So I would like to... I think I'm just going to protect the Tyranitar and go for a Thunderbolt here. No, I'm going to go for a Light Screen, actually. I'm going to play this a little slow. I want to see what they want to do. If they go into Pelipper... Okay. I'm glad that I went for Light Screen. Would Sandstream reactivate after Pelipper switch if you Mega? Yes. Because switches happen... That is why we protect. Switches happen at the very beginning of the turn. So they would switch Pelipper in, it would set the rain, then my Mega would go off, and we would reset Sand. But scouting for Aura Sphere is really important here. I'm down to switch. Sinistra does really well into both Pokemon. Well, I shouldn't say really well. Sinistra does pretty well into both Pokemon that are on the field right now. And I'm down to Will-O-Wisp the Swampert. I wasn't sure if it procced again because the ability doesn't change on Mega. Yes, the ability changes again. Is this Pelipper? Okay, good read. But I think this is fine because we should... If we land the Will-O-Wisp, we're in a good spot. If we miss the Will-O-Wisp, we're kind of in trouble. I would expect this to be like a wave crash into the Sinistra. Yeah, they went for Earthquake. That's really good for us. Nice. Okay, and we land the Will-O-Wisp. Perfect. So we threaten a Thunderbolt into the Pelipper, obviously. And a Machikachka into the Swampert. My Rotom should be faster than their Pelipper. It's just a question of if Thunderbolt one-hit KOs Pelipper. Like, they could be Wakanberry. I think switching Tyranitar back in right now and going for a Thunderbolt onto the Pelipper is pretty good. Right, because even if they wave crash the... Even if they predict this and, like, wave crash the Sinistra, it's insane. Okay, they bring the Don back in. Again, we just need to be really careful that we don't hit the Don with, like, a Rock Slide or something stupid. Protect. Oh, they just rip the raw Hurricane? Hello. Come on, please one shot. Don't be Sash. Okay, we win the weather war. Woo! I'm outie. Hope you pair into Wolf or some other VGC Glad Tidings. I hope I don't. I'd rather not. That'd be sick if we could not. Okay, back out comes my Milotic. Here's the thing. I think we just keep playing it slow. We still have 2 turns of Light Screen. I don't expect them to just give me a Thunderbolt on the Milotic. So I'm going to Will-O-Wisp the... Will-O-Wisping the Don doesn't really do anything. Will-O-Wisping the our Chaladon kind of lets me scout to see what they want to do here. Because I want to predict them switching out and just Hydro Pumping the Milotic. Wow. They didn't even protect the Milotic. That's kind of crazy. So Will-O-Wisp goes on. It at least counteracts leftovers, is my thought process here. Okay. Okay, I wasn't prepared for that. Well, that's an issue. I mean, it's not like an issue, but it's kind of an issue. Because they can Electroshot now, but I can redirect the Electroshot into Sinistra. And I really do think they switch the Milotic out here. Ah, they stay in. Man, okay. We missed that call. They correctly don't go for Electroshot. Sure. Honestly, yeah. No, I don't know what I would expect. Are you fucking kidding me? It's fine. Don't get tilted. Everything's fine. They're simply running Rain Dance Blizzard Milotic. Fucking A, man. Okay. Jesus Christ. I think we just sack the teacup here. I could have pressed Matcha Gotcha. Okay, it's fine. Life 2 is still good. +1 Electroshot shouldn't KO Rotom from this range. Please get Light Screen back up. Okay. Two turns of rain left. I don't have Protect on the Sinistra. Oh, I just realized they're not Leftovers Dawn. What are they? Are they Chopal? It might be Chopal. Dude, pressing Matcha Gotcha that turn actually just wins me the game. That's crazy. Gonna go for a Matcha Gotcha here, and we're gonna try to No, I'm gonna switch in Sneasler. Because again, we live that. Okay, do they double the teacup? This should be Electroshot into the Rotom slot. In which case, we get a disgustingly large Machagacha off. Okay, okay. We lose our Sneasler, but that's fine. As I say, that should just one-hit KO the Swampert. We're going to heal so much. Okay, we are back in this game. So, we do get the Archaludon a stamina boost. It's inevitable. That is great. Okay. I would like to switch the Rotom in. I want to go for a life dude light screen. I would love to get light screen off here. I mean, they're just gonna Electroshot the Rotom. Yeah. Is Tyranitar faster than Archaludon? Tyranitar. This is scary though, because we get one shot by Aura Sphere from this range for sure. We are faster than a slow speed Archaludon. If they're max speed, they outspeed us. Yeah, so the obvious play from them feels like pressing Rain Dance on the Milotic. We're just giving the Archaludon so many defense boosts here. He's only +1. I want to Machagacha the Milotic and not Mega. This makes it so that we can still get Sand back. It's just really scary that we're giving them so many boosts. Like, how much damage does Knockoff do into a +2 defense Archaludon? 26%. Also, they just... Wait, they just Aura Sphered. I can just press Rage Powder. Is it worth to Dragon Dance here? +1 knockoff does 40% max. We would have to high roll to KO. No, we do Dragon Dance here. Alright, we Rage Powder and we Mega Evolve Dragon Dance because we should always get the KO with 2 turns of burn and a knockoff. So their play is to Rain Dance again with the Milotic and Flash Cannon. Okay, they go for Aura Sphere though. They're misplaying the fact that we have a Ghost type next to us. So we've seen what? Flash Cannon, Electro Shot. Oh my god, they're just ripping the Blizzard and hitting it. Okay. So now we protect on the Tyranitar and we life do. And that should guarantee put the Archaludon in knockoff range. If we get this life do off, great. If we don't, no big deal. Okay, we should get this. We definitely get this off unless they flash cannon the teacup. Oh, wow, that's a really good read. Okay. All right. If they protect the Archaludon, I don't think we're in that big of a... I mean, if they protect the Archaludon and they freeze us with Blizzard, yeah, we lose the game. So... Okay, we get the knockoff. That should be a KO. Good. Now we just need no shenanigans from the Milotic. They were Choppleberry. Do we live Scald? Let's go! The special defense boost from the sand. Let's go. Woo, that was a scary game. Oh man, that freeze on the Rotom with just the raw. They went for raw Hurricane and raw Blizzard, and they didn't miss any of them. Oh man, if they went for... It was a really good read on their part to flash cannon the teacup that turn, but if they flash cannon the teacup and rain dance, I actually lose that game. That was a very hard fought battle. Yeah, Archaludon is really scary if we're not bringing Tyranitar. Or, sorry, if we're not bringing Aggron. Even if we're bringing Aggron, it's still pretty scary if it gets out of hand with Electroshots. Alright. Hisuian, Typhlosion, Staraptor, Grimmsnarl. Okay. Very obvious lead from them is Whimsicott Staraptor or Whimsicott Typhlosion. I don't think they're going to go Whimsicott Typhlosion because we have quite a few fire resists. That's... I mean, it is Hisuian Typhlosion, right? It's not Kanto. Whimsicott Staraptor feels pretty good from them. In which case... Gyarados lead feels really good into everything that's not Sinistcha, and I don't see them leading Sinistcha. Right, so we lead Gyarados, and then probably go into... Gyarados Sneasler. We, like, fake out the Staraptor and taunt the Whimsicott. Turn 1. Then we have Tyranitar. Tyranitar is really good. And then Rotom in the back for the Basculegion. Right, because Rotom's good into the top 2 and Basculegion. I mean, I just expect to see Whimsicott Staraptor lead. And they might just double protect. Ooh, okay, Grimmsnarl Typhlosion. I think this is fine for me. They could be fake out Grimmsnarl, but my Sneasler is faster. They could be Scarf Eruption or like Choice Specs Shadow Ball. Choice Specs Shadow Ball just picks up the KO on Sneasler. But is there any way around that for me? Switching Tyranitar in. I actually think I like that. Waterfall Typhlosion and switch into Tyranitar. If they're fake out Grimmsnarl and they fake out my Gyarados, that's bad. Okay, but they switch into Sinistcha. good read, but it means Tyranitar gets up into a really good position. Should be screens. They do go for fake out. Okay. So they did fake out, but they pivoted out, which is really good for us, obviously. I don't think they Trick Room here. Trick Room doesn't make sense. I want to just go for a taunt on the Grimmsnarl and then just Mega Dragon Dance. Because their Sinistra should feel pretty threatened. Worst case scenario this turn is they get a Matcha Gotcha burn onto Tyranitar. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so the Teacup protects. They do Parting Shot, which is fine. What's your fourth? You shouldn't bring out the Typhlosion. Staraptor is your fourth. Okay. They get an Intimidate, so we get put down to neutral. But Taunt on the Staraptor means that they can't protect, which is good. But now they have... This next turn they have Rage Powder and then Close Combat into the Tyranitar. To which I would pivot the Gyarados out into Sneasler and protect the Tyranitar. Hello? Right, I could Taunt Protect. But I don't think I mind... I have shown Taunt, yeah. I don't think I mind the Sinistra being on the field right now, because I'm going to go for Rock Slides anyway. So I think Sneasler into Protect here is pretty solid. I mean, if they call this and they Brave Bird into the Sneasler, this is really bad. But we outspeed the Staraptor right now, so I don't think they should do that. Okay, yeah, they could go for the Close Combat. They actually don't... They're going for Trick Room. Oh, Life Dew, okay. This turn I can fake out the Staraptor and go for a knockoff into the Sinistra. If I go for a knockoff into the Sinistra, they get a free pivot out into Grimmsnarl, and they can side Scary Face. I'd rather keep the Sinistra on the field. Just go for fake out. Oh, they don't protect the Staraptor. That's big. That's really big. We missed the Sinistra. Okay. As long as we don't miss the Staraptor. It did like 30%. Not amazing. Oh, they can't. Yeah, that's right. They couldn't protect their Staraptor. Oopsies. I think I'm down to go into Rotom here and protect the Tyranitar. Right, because Tyranitar does really well into their Typhlosion, so I need to preserve this. I can't afford to get one shot by Close Combat. There's the Rage Powder. Okay. Not amazing. really not amazing for us. Okay, suddenly I do really want this Sinister off the field. They should just Rage Powder again. That's really bad. Okay. I'm down to Will-O-Wisp, and I want to pivot into Gyarados, but that would give him a +1 boost to attack. It would burn them the same turn, but I think I need to... This feels so bad. I think I need to give them the boost because I have to taunt this Sinistra. It's the only way out of this situation that I can see. So we give them the +1. Oh, okay. That's good and bad. I was hoping to eat a close combat, but it's actually not the worst. Are they just going for a Matcha Gotcha? Yeah. So much damage on the Rotom. This is tough because Rotom's in range of close combat and Gyarados is in range of Brave Bird. I'm gonna... They should Brave Bird the Gyarados. They should Brave Bird the Gyarados and Rage Powder. I just don't have a good answer into that. Roost on the Staraptor is killing us right now. Yeah, this should be Rage Powder, Brave Bird into the Gyarados. Because they know I have Taunt. Okay, that's a big throw from them. That KOs our Sneasler. Okay, bro. I mean, I know they're +1, but like, Jesus Christ. I don't know about big throw. Because this Staraptor is still an issue. But they're at least taunted now. Meaning they can only Matcha Gotcha. This is tough. I'm just gonna Thunder Wave the Staraptor because we're never gonna get a burn on it anymore. I'm gonna hope that they close combat the Tyranitar. They bring Fake Out Pressure back in. I could have Dragon Danced that turn. It's actually crazy that they would have let me. I mean, Dragon Dancing is just such a... what's it called? Such a aggressive read that it makes sense. Okay, so now their play is Fake Out the Tyranitar and Brave Bird the Gyarados. I think I just lose this game. I can't break through the Staraptor. I needed Aggron this game. Yeah, I mean, Aggron does really well into the bottom 5 Pokemon. I just didn't bring it because of the Typhlosion. That was a misread on, yeah. Aggron 1v5s. Maybe I get the double protect. I go for a double protect and they Fake Out close combat Tyranitar, but I fail it. They Fake Out the Gyarados. I guess that is just the right play from them. Right, because, what's it called? Even if I pivot the Tyranitar out into Rotom, close combat KOs. So there's just no breaking through this Staraptor now. Way too boosted. Huh? They have Pretty much no reason not to just close combat the Rotom. Do you keep track of the team's records? No. Because it would make me sad. I'm losing way too much right now. I think there is a way to check. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out of here. Jesus. Okay. Note to self: Staraptor is an issue. It is an issue. Because once it megas, it loses its weakness to rock type, and obviously it threatens close combat to the Tyranitar. So I needed to bring my Aggron and get my Aggron set up. But I believe there is a way. I think the game actually keeps track of records of teams. I remember seeing it at somewhere, but I forget how to check that. Where is it? Battle data? No, this isn't right. Yeah, because this just shows you top ranks. I want to say you can find that somewhere. I don't remember where though. Huh. Yep, I don't know. It's somewhere in here. There's a menu somewhere that allows you to see like the record of a specific team. Anywho. All right. Let's keep losing. Okay, lock in. Team preview. Whimsicott, Aerodactyl, Kingambit, Electros, Blastoise, Metagross. Okay. No significant type overlaps. Common leads would be like Aerodactyl, Blastoise, and just go for like Shell Smash. Tailwind. It should not be Kingambit leading. And Aggron does pretty well into a lot of these Pokemon. It's not great into Blastoise, but it's not terrible either. It's not great into Electros, but it's not terrible. So I think Aggron is my win condition here. So I want Aggron on the lead so I can start Iron Defensing. And I think I just want Aggron Sneasler. Just fake out Iron Defense. I need the Rotom for the Blastoise. And I think the Sinistra here. I think those are my four. Because the Rotom and the Sinistra both do well into the Blastoise. Oh gosh. I thought I was on the done button. And I accidentally deselected Sinistra. That was scary. If they lead Whimsicott, Aerodactyl, I think they timed out in team selection. Whimsicott, Kingambit. Okay, this is a good lead for me. So here I never press Fake Out and Sneasler. Because they can protect Whimsicott. They can like double protect and Encore me into Fake Out. So I'm just gonna rip Mega and Iron Defense. If they Encore me into Iron Defense, then so be it. Right? I think I want to go for the Dire Claw. Because this King Gambit is... I mean, I expect the Whimsicott to protect is the thing. They could be Choppleberry. They could be Sash. They could have Low Kick. I'm worried of Low Kick, so I'm going to close combat. But they should protect Whimsicott here because they feint to a double up of Fake Out and Heavy Slam. Okay. I think I still outspeed your King Gambit. They are Low Kick. Okay, that's bad. Really surprised that they... And they are Chopple. What? They're Bright Powder and I miss close comp. Man, they're Bright Powder King Gambit. That's fun. I like that. Yippee! Hooray! Fuck you. Okay. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. That was a 10% chance, by the way, for me to miss that. I think I just Iron Defense Aggron and switch in Sinistra here. Like I said, Aggron is our win condition. And them getting another low kick off before I get an Iron Defense, a second Iron Defense, I think is gonna be bad. I want to be +4. I can also Trick Room. Because I have a Colbur Berry, a Moonblast. Okay, how much does this do? That does too much. I don't think I survive Kowtow. Okay, so we get +4. Does he need a potty? Yeah. I'm down to... I really want to try to get Trick Room off here, but I don't think I do. I think Kowtow KOs Sinister from this range. I'm going to switch out. I'm gonna switch back into Sneasler. If I can KO the King Gambit, then I have a better path to setting up Trick Room. Okay, so they do have Encore. They Encore us into Iron Defense. Not the end of the world. They do Kowtow. That does so much. Okay. So we're stuck Encoring on Iron Defense. But it means the King Gambit can't do too much to us. Them having low kick is scary for sure. A Dire Claw poison would be really good here. Do I need my Sneasler for much else? I don't think so. So I don't want to, again, I don't want to fake out. How I lose this is I fake out and they Encore me into Fake Out. Okay, they go for Moonblast into the Aggron. That does 28. Go for Iron Head. That does KO. They crit. I don't think the crit mattered. Tailwind peters out. Okay, I have to go for... I have to go for Trick Room this turn, I think. This is really bad because I don't know if I can ever get out of this Encore lock. Okay, they Moonblast into Aggron. I'm hoping Colbur Berry lets us live. I don't think it does, though. Oh, it does. Okay, so we at least get Trick Room off. So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure we end our Encore. So it forces them to Encore either Aggron or Sinistra. Right? They kind of want to Encore Sinistra so that I reverse Trick Room again. But if they don't Encore Aggron, then I break the loop here. So I'm down to Life Dew and Heavy Slam. Sinistra definitely goes down this turn, but at the very least I'll get okay. Alright, so they let me break. I think that's a misplay from them. I think they needed to Encore my Aggron. Also, I should have gone for Body Press there, not Heavy Slam, because now they can Encore me into Heavy Slam. Oh, that's a huge misplay from them. They Encored the Sinistra and kowtowed it, so their Encore did nothing. Okay. I'm gonna try to Body Press here. They probably Encore me into Heavy Slam, but we'll go for Body Press and we'll go for a Will-O-Wisp on the King Gambit. If I press Body Slam last turn instead of Heavy Slam. Okay, they don't Encore. I think that's a misplay. I think you need to Encore me into Heavy Slam. It's fine. It's not the end of the world because now I basically made that play so that if they Encore me into Heavy Slam, we're at least burning the King Gambit. So missing Will-O-Wisp is annoying, but it's whatever. Also, I'm Will-O-Wisping into a Bright Powder, so Will-O-Wisp's accuracy is closer to like 70 something rather than 85, which is what it normally is. Okay, Aerodactyl. That's beautiful. I think if they had an Aggron answer, they bring it out there. Alright, we Body Press into the King Gambit. We know Sash is not on the Aerodactyl because it was on the Whimsicott. They could Sucker Punch the Rotom. In which case, I would want to Will-O-Wisp the Aerodactyl, but I'm down to Thunderbolt. Sucker Punch shouldn't KO because Kowtow did half. Okay, they don't Sucker Punch. We don't miss the fucking Body Slam on the Bright Powder King Gambit. We should get a Thunderbolt off onto the Aerodactyl here. They don't Mega, oddly enough. That's really good. Wow. Okay. We might have found our way back into this game. Allowing me to break the Encore lock. Yes! They forfeited. Okay, yeah. Allowing me to break the Encore lock was where they went wrong. If they continued to Encore me into Iron Defense and they just kowtow the Sinistra, I think we lose. Oi, 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 oi. To be fair, none of that happens if I just connect my close combat turn 1, right? Because then I just one-shot the King Gambit. I never take that much damage on the Aggron, and then I pressure like a heavy slam Dire Claw into the Whimsicott turn 2. Like none of that happens if I just hit the thingy. Okay. Raichu, Archaludon, Whimsicott, Pelipper, Giraffe, Swampert. Gyarados on lead is I don't think they go for Giraffe here because my team seems like it wants Trick Room more. Their Giraffe just seems more like Imprison Trick Room. So I'm not gonna lead Gyarados because Gyarados is bad into the top 2. My I think I prefer Aggron in this game. It's just the Raichu that's scary. But Sinistcha does really well into Raichu. I think maybe I actually lead Aggron Sinistcha. If they lead Pelipper, it's bad. But if they lead Pelipper, I could just pivot out into Rotom. I think I go Aggron Sinistcha, Rotom, Gyarados. No, not Gyarados. Sneasler. Yeah. So as long as they don't lead Pelipper, we're set. If they lead Pelipper, we have to pivot and we don't get Trick Room, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, Whimsicott Raichu. So we should be guaranteed Trick Room here. We have to be really careful of protecting in front of Whimsicott, obviously, as we've seen. Raichu threatens us with a Focus Blast, but I don't think they Focus Blast when we have Sinistcha on the field. I want to just Mega Body Press the Raichu and go for Trick Room here. This is risky if they Focus Blast us, but I don't think they should, because I could just press Rage Powder. And I want to say we live a Focus Blast. I want to say Focus Blast probably does like 80% to Aggron, which obviously is not great, but... Okay, they just Fake Out. That's good. They are the one taunt Whimsicott on the ladder. Okay, that's really bad. Fuck. Because now we can't Rage Powder either. Okay. Alright, that's really bad. We protect Aggron this turn and switch into Sneasler. That's really bad. I literally have never seen a Whimsicott run taunt. We go for Tailwind. Tailwind Focus Blast. Yeah. Okay, so the question is who protects? They might both protect, right? The issue is they can just Encore the Sneasler. They should be, well, if they're taunt, they might not be Encore because they're Tailwind, right? They're either not Encore or they are not Protect. Those are the two options. Because if they're both, that means they're Taunt, Tailwind, Protect, Encore. They have 0 damaging moves. Perfect. Okay, yeah. We should live this Focus Blast. Oh, way more than I thought we would. Excellent. Okay, so we get the Whimsicott off the field. So how much did that do the aggro? Aggron, like 100? Bring up Pelipper. Okay. Yeah, that Focus Blast did like 100. I really want to bring in Sinistra, but Hurricane into the Sneasler feels really obvious from them. How many turns of Tailwind left? 2. Okay. I'm going to protect Aggron and switch into Rotom here. Which one does more damage into Raichu? Ooh, good call. Fuck. Oh my god, are you kidding me? That's really bad. Wow. That's really, really bad for us. Body Press does more, but it's not a guaranteed KO. That's really bad. Okay. I want to switch Sinistra in here. Like Sinistra, Fake Out. Oh my god, they would have just given me their Raichu. Actually, no, they probably Weather Ball into that slot. Dude, they just gave me their Raichu? Fuck me, man. We actually live Hurricane. That's so annoying. Is Sneasler faster? I don't think so. I think Sneasler is slower than Mega Raichu. It is. Trick Room close combat here. Maybe they're not running. Nah, they are. That should be a double up into the Sinistcha. I mean, we'll trade their Raichu, but we are in a bad way against this Pelipper now. Maybe they troll and press Tailwind. Yeah, no. That should KO us. So we don't get Trick Room up. And it's probably our Archaludon in the last. Do they just not have Protect on their Raichu? It's just very interesting that they played so aggressively with it. 2 turns of rain. Don't really see a way out of this. Our way out of this is they protect Pelipper and we double the Archaludon. I don't think that's a good play. Yeah, they don't protect the Pelipper. Crit? Oh. That hurts. That hurts. That really hurts. I can't even begin to describe how much that hurts. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. That super sucks. I mean, we like super high rolled the close combat. I think we got like the max roll in the close combat, so we don't ever KO into a normal Archaludon spread. Yeah, I mean they just I guess as soon as I see Taunt, I don't think it should be Encore. Right, because it should be on the Whimsicott. It should be Protect, Moonblast, Tailwind, and then in this case it was Taunt. Them having Taunt is just like, it's closed team sheet best of one. They're 1 in 1,000 Whimsicotts are running Taunt right now. So I mean, I don't hate my lead there. I think it was fine. I think if it's any other, literally any other Whimsicott, we have a really strong lead turn 1. So I don't mind the lead matchup. It's just, I just didn't expect them to just never protect on their Raichu, right? So the turn that I went for Fake Out Heavy Slam into the Whimsicott, if I had gone for Fake Out Body Press onto the Raichu, we probably just win the game on the spot. I'm not on the spot, but it definitely gets way easier for us. Because then my Aggron never takes that chip. Yeah. It sucks. Okay. This is the meta Rain team. So again, I think I think Aggron is good here. It's just not good into Pelipper. And Rotom is. So maybe we lead Aggron Rotom. Because Rotom is really only threatened by Sinistra, which usually isn't on the lead. And Archaludon once it starts getting boosts, but Aggron threatens the Archaludon. Actually, I think I want the Sneasler. Rotom, Sneasler, Aggron in the back, and Sinistra. We need to deal with this Pelipper, and our Rotom's the only way we really can. Once we clear the Pelipper, then our Aggron is just kind of free to set up. Sneasler does like 90% into Archaludon with close combat. And if we get to +4 on Aggron with Body Press, it's a one-shot. I don't think +2 is. Aggron. Let me double check. With my spread... Ooh, what's happening? Oh, +2 actually is a one-shot onto Archaludon. Okay. So we just need to get +2. What's their lead? So, I literally said I never see Sinistra being led. Okay, that's really bad. Okay. Well, they can just Rage Powder, Wave Crash my Sneasler. I'll try for a Will-O-Wisp on the Swampert. If they redirect it, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think they should protect the Swampert this turn, honestly. Because Rage Powder covers for everything that is not Fake Out, and Fake Out isn't that big of a deal by itself. I'm not really sure what's happening to our connection in this game, but it would be absolutely amazing if they switched the Sinistra out into Pelipper. I don't know why they would. Okay, Swampert protects. I didn't really think they would, but I mean, it gets them a free Machagacha, so fair play. Unless they're setting Trick Room. Yeah. Okay, so this is really bad, obviously, because we need that health on Rotom. I need to get my Aggron out. It's just a matter of which slot that I go into. I could double switch, actually. I think double switching isn't terrible. And they should be wave crashing into the Sneasler slot. So I'm gonna switch into Aggron here and switch into the Sinistra. This connection thing is really worrying me. Yeah, I mean, I could have gone for Dire Claw, Will-O-Wisp, Dire Claw into the Sinistra to cover for that play, but I think Fake Out, switch into my own Sinistra is also really strong. Oh! Oh! They were never here the whole time. Their first moves on Sinistra and Swampert were just Protect and Matcha Gotcha, which is hilarious because it actually worked for them. Okay, that was interesting. Weird. Okay. Well, we take those. We take those. Okay, Garchomp, Farigiraf, Charizard, Aerodactyl, Sylveon, Kingambit. They have flying overlap, so Tyranitar is really good there. Obviously, Tyranitar loses to Garchomp, so we need Gyarados. Tyranitar Gyarados is actually really strong in the lead, because it covers for pretty much all of their leads except Sylveon Kingambit. Ooh, Sylveon Kingambit is a really scary lead, actually. To which my lead would be Tyranitar Sneasler. So I'd rather lead Tyranitar Sneasler, and then if they don't lead Sylveon Kingambit, I have Gyarados in the back that I can pivot in for an Intimidate. I don't think this is just tricky, because if they lead the Giraffe, then we can't taunt it. But they also don't have Fake Out, so I can just Mega Evolve and knock off the Giraffe, which should be a KO. I don't think we bring Sinistra. I think we just bring Rotom. Yeah, so Tyranitar is the most threatening Pokemon on my team. On their team, the most threatening Pokemon is honestly the Kingambit. If I don't get a Will-O-Wisp on the Kingambit, then it's the most threatening. Giraffe Garchomp. Okay, I mean, Gyarados would have just absolutely farmed this lead, but it's whatever. Okay, just to double check. I'm pretty sure this is a roll in our favor. Rig. It's actually not even a roll. It's just a KO with knockoff. Okay, so we go for Mega Evolve, knockoff into the Giraffe, and we switch into Gyarados. If they're like max HP, max physical defense, then it's a roll, but anything less, knockoff from Mega T-Tar is guaranteed. This should be an Earthquake from them, which is gonna hurt, obviously, but... Okay, it's Stomping. Puts us down to half. That's fine. We go for the knockoff. They're not Colbert. Are you kidding me? Okay, they just go for Psychic. I was about to be pissed. I thought they were Focus Sash for a second. Ugh, they live on 1 HP. So the Psychic into the Gyarados isn't the worst thing, but it's definitely not fun. I do need to keep in mind that the damage on my Tyranitar is permanent. There's just no way you bring your Charizard out right now. Hello? I mean, surely your play is you protect Charizard, you Stomping Tantrum, Garchomp, right? To which I just want to Waterfall the Garchomp, get Chip on it. Yeah, the Psychic damage is definitely annoying on the Gyarados. But we should not be in range of a Solar Beam. But we definitely need to preserve our Tyranitar. Base... No, we switch out. Okay. Surely you just protect here. Right, because if I have Sinistra in the back and I just switch Sinistra in and press Rock Slide, you lose. Wow, okay. They just absolutely ripped it. And they go for Solar Beam. Did they go for Solar Beam into the Rotom? No, it's into the Gyarados. Okay, good. Okay. So I want to go for Will-O-Wisp into the Garchomp and Thunder Wave the Charizard this turn. Thunder Wave guarantees that my Tyranitar outspeeds, so then we never have to worry about that again. Will-O-Wisp into the Garchomp obviously is really good. We see their fourth Pokemon here, which is King Gambit. The Thunder Wave into King Gambit isn't the worst thing, honestly. Buddy forgot that my Rotom is floating. I am floating in the air. I wouldn't mind missing this Thunder Wave, actually, because burning the Garchomp or the King Gambit would be sick. But we land Thunder Wave. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I don't super need Light Screen right now. I'd rather just go for Thunderbolt into the King Gambit. And... you should be going for Rock Slide here. I'm gonna switch Gyarados out into Sneasler. Earthquaking your own King Gambit would be an absolutely baller move. Great, Dragon Claw. Cool. You go for Thunderbolt. Should do like 40, 35. Okay. Go for Kowtow. Does like 120. Yeah, about 120. So obviously we threaten a close combat into the King Gambit. I think what I want to do is Thunderbolt and close combat the King Gambit. This gets heavily punished if they protect the King Gambit and they Earthquake, but they're burned on the Garchomp and -1. So this covers for a Charizard switch-in. Right, because I can effectively ignore this Garchomp slot right now. If they switch the Garchomp out into Charizard and they protect King Gambit, that's pretty good. Okay. They just give us the King Gambit, which means their Garchomp is -1 and burned for the rest of the game. Our Thunderbolt doesn't do anything, but oh well. Go for Dragon Claw. we throw this game by switching the Tyranitar in too early. Right, like it's tempting to switch the Tyranitar in and get rid of the sun. But my win condition is Tyranitar and Gyarados hitting the field next to each other, so that I can like protect the Tyranitar and Thunder Wave the Charizard. So we always go for Thunderbolt here. They probably Solar Beam the Rotom. I'm down to just double the Charizard. Yeah, they don't protect. Okay. Should be really good for us. They go for EQ. That might not even KO Sneasler. That doesn't. Nice. Okay. Heat Wave or Solar Beam? Heat Wave. They miss Sneasler. That's really good. Okay, that should just win us the game. Did they crit? Oh my god, that did so much damage. Alright, nice. Yeah, that should just win us the game. We don't even need Charizard in the back. Or Tyranitar. Jesus Christ. This turn we win. Okay, I was gonna say we pivot the Rotom out into Gyarados, but yeah. Okay, sweet. I think I played that game pretty well. Pretty well. That Farigiraf living on 1 HP was so sad. What is the... They must have had a super bulky giraffe. Because I looked... Knockoff does 103% minimum to, like, your standard Farigiraf spread. So they must have been, like, max HP, bold nature, and we, like, super low rolled knockoff. Like, that's... I think that's what happened. Alright, cool. Let's do one more. We're gonna end the stream a tiny bit early today, but we also started stream a tiny bit earlier. So it kind of cancels out. But we'll play one more here. Farigiraf, Sneasler, Torkoal, Staraptor. Okay, so here's the thing. Normally I would lead... This is hard Trick Room, right? Normally I would lead Gyarados Tyranitar if they led Sneasler, but this is definitely Choice Scarf Final Gambit Staraptor. Which... How much HP do you get? $192 is enough to one-shot my Tyranitar. So I'm gonna lead Tyranitar Gyarados. If they lead Sneasler Giraffe, then I protect Tyranitar Taunt. If they don't, we Taunt Knockoff. I do really like Aggron as well in this matchup, but I think it's just Sneasler Rotom. A case could be made to not bring the Sneasler, but... Alright. How much HP does my Gyarados have? It is max HP... 202. Okay, so Gyarados lives a Final Gambit from Staraptor. Okay, so our play here is we protect Tyranitar and taunt with the Gyarados. Because... the Final Gambit KOs Tyranitar, but does not KO Gyarados. Final Gambit leaves Gyarados on like 5 HP. So unless this is Mental Herb Giraffe, I think we are guaranteed to deny Trick Room here. I think this is the right play. Okay, they final gambit into the Gyarados, but again, we live. I specifically made sure to calc that, or to check that, excuse me. We're gonna taunt the giraffe. Oh, I was gonna say sand actually KOs us, which would have been nice, but our Citrus Berry procs, which is fine. So, I mean, Dragon Dancing would have been game-winning, but in what world are we ever Dragon Dancing in front of Final Gambit Staraptor? Okay, they bring out Torkoal. I can just Mega Evolve, and I think I can just Mega Evolve. Oh, they forfeit. Let's go! I made an actual good play. Let's go! Because again, the only way that that doesn't work is if they are Mental Herb Giraffe, which I can't say no one's running because I ran into a freaking Taunt Whimsicott. Nobody's running that shit either. But yeah, Staraptor. So if you're unaware of how Final Gambit works, when you use Final Gambit, it KOs your Pokemon. But you deal your maximum HP, or sorry, not your maximum, you deal your current HP as damage to the Pokemon you're attacking, right? So the higher your HP is, the more damage you do. So while Tyranitar only has, I think, like 172 HP, Staraptor has 192, right? So if Staraptor Final Gambits my Tyranitar, they KO in one hit. However, my Gyarados has 202 HP, which means if they Final Gambit my Gyarados, which they did, it brings it down to 10 HP, the Staraptor KOs itself, and we still get Taunt off. Again, if they have Mental Herb, then, you know, great, but typically beatable. Typically. I don't trust the latter anymore. Because that was a really quick game, we'll do one more. Because they just forfeited on turn 1. Well, they just forfeited on turn 1. That wasn't an actual game. All right. Ooh, scary. Frostlass, Scovillain, Lycanroc, King Gambit. Okay. Aggron seems really good here. Except the Scovillain. The Scovillain is the issue. And to be honest, the Scovillain is kind of an issue to the whole team. Really, only my Tyranitar wants to deal with Scovillain, which means I need to bring both my Megas. And I might need to lead both my Megas. If I lead both my Megas, what is an issue? Just close combat Sneasel on the lead. Yeah. I'll bring Tyranitar and Aggron on the lead. I really don't normally do this. But we'll bring T-Tar, Aggron, Gyarados in the back. And we're gonna need Sinistra for the healing this game, I think. So Aggron is definitely the most threatening on my team, but I need the Tyranitar to deal with the Scovillain. If Scovillain is not on the lead, I need to get Tyranitar out of there. But I think this duo pressures a lot of Pokemon on their team. If they lead like Sneasel or Basculegion, it gets scary. Scovillain, King Gambit. Okay. Do we think King Gambit has low kick? Because what they could do is they could Mega Evolve, Rage Powder Scovillain, and low kick my Tyranitar. Because what I want to do is I want to Dragon Dance, because Rock Slide doesn't KO the Scovillain, and I'm going to get burned. They could also just overheat into my Aggron. I'm gonna Dragon Dance Protect. This does not feel like a good turn. This does not feel like a good turn. We need them to low kick Aggron and Rage Powder. They don't do either. Well, they might still low kick, but they don't Rage Powder. Which is bad. Go for Giga Drain on Tyranitar. Okay. Not ideal. Okay, your Focus Sash can Gambit. That's literally the only way you would ever press Swords Dance there. Holy shit, that is so ballsy. Again, the thing, like, I have to get rid of the Scovillain. They could just protect the... I'm gonna protect Tyranitar this turn to scout out for a protect on the Scovillain. And we will... I'm not gonna Mega Evolve the Aggron yet, because that... No, I am gonna Mega Evolve. We're gonna Body Press. So, not Mega Evolving the Aggron means we preserve Sturdy. Which means we cannot get one-hit KO'd. I don't know. Maybe we should have not Mega Evolved. There's the Rage Powder. Okay, that's fine. They kowtow into the Tyranitar. Okay, that's good damage. That's good damage. So we get burned on the Aggron, but it's not really that big of a deal because most of the damage we're doing is based off of our defense. So we're gonna Rock Slide Body Press here. Rock Slide Iron Defense is also pretty strong. Rock Slide switching into Sinistra feels stronger. Yeah, that's good because that if they protect the Scovillain, and just like kowtow the Tyranitar, we should live with the Matcha Gotcha boost. Okay, they don't even protect the Scovillain. That should be a KO. Yeah, okay, that is a huge, huge threat off the table. And it breaks potential Focus Sash on the King Gambit. We do get burned on the Tyranitar, but again, Tyranitar is not our win condition. The Aggron is. And now that the Scovillain is off the table, our Aggron is clear. They flinch on the King Gambit, which is obviously really good, but I don't think that matters too much. Okay, Baskia Legion comes out. I think we just sack the Tyranitar now. It's done its job. We want to preserve... We want to preserve the teacup, so we switch back into Aggron here. They probably just Aqua Jet the Tyranitar. But again, we've done everything we need from the Tyranitar. Can't even talk anymore. Iron Head into the Tyranitar? No, you're not running Iron Head because you're a Swords Dance. Was that a crit? Oh my god, that wasn't a crit? Whoa! Okay. Okay, everybody panic. Swords Dance King Gambit is real and it can hurt you. Holy shit. Whoa. That did like 110? Fuck, dude. Whoa, that did way more. I am in danger. Holy shit, I thought that was a crit. Switching Gyarados and Protect here. Wow. Okay. Wave Crash, yeah. Actually, Wave Crash, I could have just KO'd your Basket Legion. Whew. Okay. Last Respects kit. What is my play against Last Respects into the Sinistra and Kowtow the Aggron? Not much, being honest. This King Gambit is really scary. I don't have Fake Out. I can't set up Trick Room in front of the Basket Legion. I'll tell you right now, the turn I'm going for is not... The turn I'm going for is the play, ladies and gentlemen. It was the play. They predicted me to switch back out. Oh my god, their King Gambit is slow. I was gonna say, maybe I should have set up Trick Room, but thank god I didn't. Burn the King Gambit. Ooh, we burned the Basket Legion. It's still really good. Citrus Berry Basket Legion. Whoa. They kowtow into the Sinistra? Wait, okay. That's a throw, right? Oh! What? Wait, what? How did that do so little What? 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 I'm extremely confused. And they protect. Okay, bro. What? I don't even know if this KOs me. It probably does, actually. Yeah. I actually don't. Burn affects my body press? Well, we're fucked, because now we're forced to give a Defiant boost. I didn't know that burn affects my body press damage, because body press scales off of your defense, not your attack. We can still win by getting the double protect on Aggron. We don't get it. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, if anybody ever had any doubts about the strength of King Gambit, take a look at this game. Because holy fucking shit. Wow. What went wrong that game? I mean, like, legitimately. Like, them swords dancing turn one is obviously okay. So turn one is where we went wrong, clearly, right? But I mean, they Swords Danced and Giga Drained. They didn't, it's not even like if they Swords Danced and Rage Powdered, I would have been like, okay, you know, that's tough to get around, blah, blah, blah. The fact that they Swords Danced and Giga Drained means I just KO the King Gambit turn 1. And then after that, it's just a free game because you have 3 physical attackers into my Aggron. But I was not prepared for Kowtow to do what, like 5/8 of Aggron's health. That was crazy. Oh my god, my finger slipped. I pressed one more. Oh, dude. I accidentally pressed another game. No, dude. That sucks. Okay, Sylveon, Incineroar, Aerodactyl, Charizard, Metagross, Garchomp. This feels like Sash Aerodactyl, not Mega. Typical leads from them could be Garchomp plus one of the flyers, which Gyarados is really strong into. Gyarados is really strong as a lead in pretty much everything. And Tyranitar is really strong this game into not Sylveon. I'm gonna lead Sneasler Tyranitar because this covers for pretty much everything. Gyarados in the back because it's really good into Garchomp. It's just Gyarados Rotom, probably. Bring the bulky boys in the back. The bulky boys in the back. Okay, so we need to preserve our Tyranitar is the game plan here. And we don't have Sinistra healing, so any damage is permanent. Charizard Incin. Okay, obviously, it's not really what they want to see. I think we outled them here. Very easy to just trade fake outs. They could also just parting shot the Incin. I think I'm down to fake out Charizard and non-Mega Dragon Dance here. We are -1 attack. This will bring us back up to neutral. Oh, they just hard withdrew Incin. Okay. Into Garchomp. I think that's good for us. They should protect the Charizard here. Yeah, and they don't Mega. Smart. But now we're at +1 speed, so we outspeed your Charizard. And this next turn, I can just switch in Gyarados and press Rock Slide. I don't think there's much of a downside to that. They press Earthquake. Earthquake will do a lot of damage to our Tyranitar, obviously. No, they have to switch out their Charizard. They have to. It should be into their 4th. I don't think they want to bring Incin back in. So I'm going to switch Gyarados in and protect on the Tyranitar. And we're not going to Mega. They have to switch the Charizard out. They lose the game on turn 2 if they don't. Bro, these guys... These guys, man. These guys. Okay, it's fine. You're wildin'. Actually wildin'. Solar Beam. Okay. I mean... You literally lose the game if I just Mega Rock Slide on that turn. That's crazy. Okay, it's fine. We still outspeed the Charizard. We don't die to an Earthquake unless they crit us. I don't know why I'm saying that out loud. We're gonna switch Rotom in here. We're gonna Mega Evolve. We're gonna Rock Slide because they clearly don't respect my Mega Evolution. Back into Incin. That's fine. They should protect Charizard this turn, but apparently they just have no regard for their well-being. But this puts Rotom in a really good spot because they're kind of forced to fake out the Tyranitar. And now the Rotom can just Thunderbolt into the Charizard. Because again, they should protect their Charizard this turn. They should. They do. Okay. Pretty good damage onto the Incin. I think I can actually get away with a Dragon Dance this turn. Because even if they don't protect the Charizard, or even if they don't switch out the Charizard, which they should fake out Tyranitar and switch Charizard out into Garchomp. They should. But even if they don't, it's not that punishing for us. Like, they really can't punish a Dragon Dance this turn. Right? Like a Hydro Pump into Incin and a Dragon Dance. They should switch the Charizard out. We should see Garchomp come back in. Either way, I'm taking a KO this turn. I guess I'm technically not if you just hard pivot your Incin out. Okay. They did the sane, reasonable play. They don't fake out, which means if we land this Hydro Pump, we are in a super, super good position. Why do I say things out loud? It's fine. They just Flare Blitz. It's not an issue at all, actually. Okay, cool. Missing that Hydro is so bad. Okay. I want to protect Tyranitar this turn and Will-O-Wisp the Garchomp. I think that is my play. They should Parting Shot with the Incineroar out into Charizard because they live a Rock Slide from Incin, or from Tyranitar. And it means they don't just bring their Charizard into a Rock Slide and just get blown to shreds. If we land this Will-O-Wisp, I'll say it out loud again, because why the fuck not? Thank you for Earthquaking your own Incin. That's cool. Did you just KO your own Incineroar? W player! The Hydro Pump miss didn't do anything for us. Let's go. Please land the Will-O-Wisp. Please land the Will-O-Wisp. Ah! It's fine! It's fine, guys! I'm not worried about it! Everything's great! I'm not annoyed at all. No, how could I be? Okay. Sylveon's an issue. Not gonna lie. Sylveon's an issue. Not really. We have Sneasler in the back. I want to Hydro Pump the Garchomp, and I'm actually going to switch out here into Gyarados. Reason being, we don't have any attack boosts. We just have +2 speed, which Gyarados can more or less do as well with Thunder Wave. And they should not expect me to pivot Tyranitar out here. I'm hoping we see Garchomp switch into Charizard. No, they just go for Rock Slide. Okay. That's fair. I don't know why they would switch into Charizard because we threaten a Rock Slide. We connect the Hydro Pump. Thank God. Holy crap, dude. Oh my God, they pressed the funny button. We're dead. There goes our speed control. Fuck, man. Okay, I think this turn it's pretty safe to bring the Sneasler out, though. Because now we can just double the Garchomp slot. We go for Hydro Pump and Fake Out. If they protect the Garchomp, it's no big deal because the Sylveon is recovering from Hyper Beam. They should protect the Garchomp, but this just more or less wins us the game if they don't. Yeah, they protect the Garchomp. That's fine. Because now this next turn, we pressure Hydro Pump into the Garchomp slot and Dire Claw into the Sylveon. So, again, not the biggest deal. Sandstorm subsides, which is nice that we don't get extra chip on the Sneasler. Garchomp is -1. We're going to go for another Hydro and Dire Claw on the Sylveon. I think this is very safe. Again, we're just hydroing to cover a Garchomp switch. And there it is. Okay, if we land this Hydro, we're in a really good spot. Take a shot every time I fucking say that. Jesus. Yeah, that's a clean one shot. I don't think the crit mattered unless they're like max HP, max defense, bold. Oh my God, if we miss the Hydro. Holy shit! It's fine. It's fine. Everything is wonderful. Okay. How do we lose this game? I'm going to Thunderbolt the Charizard and just close combat. No, I'm going to Thunderbolt the Charizard and protect the Sneasler. Solar Beam should not knock out the Rotom. Hopefully we see if we see a Garchomp protect, I think we win the game. Straight up. Okay, I think we win the game after missing 7 fucking thousand moves in a row. Because Solar Beam should not one-shot the Rotom. Unless it crits. That wasn't even a crit? Oh my God. Okay. Jesus Christ. I really thought we would take that better. Holy crap. Okay, but it's fine. Because now we press Rock Slide and close combat into the Garchomp. They lose their sun. So they can really only press Heat Wave. Tyranitar is going to take like 20 Heat Waves before it gets KO'd. We land the close combat. And we can now proceed to miss as many as many Rock Slides as we wish. And I think we will still win this game. Okay, they crit my Tyranitar. Do they burn my Tyranitar? No, we hit the Rock Slide. Oh my God, that was the game from hell. That was the absolute game from hell. Holy crap, dude. And that is why if you are not using a 100% accurate move, you are essentially using a 10% accurate move. Oh my God.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
We had like probably 4 different turns in that game where we could have just won. But we just missed and missed and missed. Okay, but I'm very proud of how we played that though. We slow played it. we made sure that the misses, we weren't banking on hitting the moves, right? We were playing in a way that allowed us to miss. So, oh my god, that was that was brutal, but we got the win. Good lord. I hated everything about that, honestly. I hated everything about that. Was he fully in the cage? Bad boy. And you wonder why you're throwing up and having diarrhea. All right, I think that is the best end to the stream that we can possibly get. And anything else is just gonna be pain and suffering. So like I said at the beginning of the stream, I really do think this is a good team, and I think in the hands of a better player, I think this team could see a lot of success. Obviously, I am not that better player. I am a fairly average player. I will give myself the excuse of not having played VGC in over 4 years or almost 4 years. Which is a valid excuse, but it's not gonna be valid for much longer. So I gotta get back on the horse. I gotta get my head in the game. We gotta start getting some victories here. But yeah, so whew. With that being said, that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Next stream will likely be on Wednesday. I'm going to take tomorrow off and hang out. So next stream should be on Wednesday. I'm not entirely sure what it'll be, but chances are it'll be Pokemon. We'll see. But yeah. So with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day or your night, wherever it is you are, and I will see you again in the next stream. See you, everybody. Thank you.